All right, let's begin with the video.
What's up, my guys? Have you been trying to win a girl over and it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere? We all know that some girls can be hard to read. So I'm gonna help you see the signs a little bit more clearly and help you decide if it's time to stop pursuing her. Are you feeling confused? If the answer is yes, it's probably time to move on. When someone wants to be with you, they'll make it clear. She introduces you as a friend with literally no hesitation. She never has time or just constantly keeps flaking on plans. Listen, if somebody cancels plans, they need to reschedule. It's not your problem. Is she not replying to you? It's not as deep as you think it is. She just doesn't want to engage in conversation. Stop lessening your self-worth by begging for a response. Move on. She doesn't know what she wants. Well, let her go figure it out. Do you feel like every conversation nowadays with your close friends is literally just you seeking advice? She's taking control of your life. She hasn't pursued you at all. If it's one-sided, there's your answer. This situationship is not serving you.
Sometimes it's because you're doing too much. Some women will chase you as long as you give them some space to breathe. And that's the issue, is that our insecurities doesn't allow us to even consider that option, right? So today we're going to talk about this, and we're going to go to the whiteboard, and we're going to go deeper into this topic. And I have a free gift for you. I know I deleted a few videos a few years ago, especially my darkest video, which is 20 dark psychological tactics to make a woman fall in love with you. It had 2.3 million views. I deleted it because I felt bad. It was too dark and evil. But a lot of you guys have been asking me to upload it. I'm not going to upload it, but I'll give it to you guys as a free gift. So just click on the description down below and get that free gift. It's really one of the most evil videos I had to post, but I can re-upload it. So click there and get your free gift. And let's go to the blackboard, and we're going to go deeper into this topic. All right, let's begin this because we only have 5 minutes because that's the name of the channel. So let's talk about this. First of all, when you stop chasing them, the first, you gotta understand, chasing people feeds what? Feeds their ego. Right? It feeds their ego, and people's ego is what I like to call your superficial self-esteem, SS, okay? Superficial self-esteem is a temporary state of elevation that usually comes with a state of descendants, meaning you get really high on people's validation, people's self-esteem. I am powerful, I am young. But when you lose it, you end up at a lower place than you were before you got that high. So when you stop feeding their ego through chasing, being needy, being creepy, right? Their self-esteem temporarily goes down, and you're met with the real person, right? Because people usually hide behind a mask of ego, meaning they hide how they really feel about themselves through other people's validation, getting people to react in a way that validates how they see themselves. And so when this superficial self-esteem goes down, what happens is that their real self arises. And what is their real self? Their real self pretty much is their negative thoughts and negative self-opinion that everybody has about themselves, and that they use superficial situations to allow them to forget about that pain, or they use drugs and other people to hide themselves from themselves, right? So since your validation doesn't love them anymore, meaning your validation, your constant chasing, your constant creepiness allows people to forget the emptiness they feel inside. So they take up a fake self that comes with certain behaviors that usually is more elevated, is more grandiose. And to a lot of people, it appears more attractive, right? When you validate this ego, a set of behavior and mentality arises that causes them to see you better, to see themselves better than you. And a lot of times it's so strong that we even feel it as a reality. So when you stop chasing, you stop giving them that drug that allows them to numb themselves from themselves. And then then the negative thoughts and the negative and intrusive thoughts arise. And what are those? What happened? Why aren't they chasing? Am I getting too old? Did they find somebody else? Am I not attractive enough for them? Am I good enough for them? All of those thoughts, we use relationships to suppress those thoughts. That's what we do. We use other people's validation to suppress those thoughts as a numbing agent. And that's the problem, right? Is that we want to allow them to experience who they are. So sometimes when you're over pursuing people, you're feeding that monster. You're feeding that gluttonous, entitled monster. You got to learn to defeat that. And you defeat that by first making a first step, right? You show interest. Show them you like. For me as a guy, I show a woman that I like you. Would you like to go out with me on a date? She says, maybe. I'm not going for you. That's it. I made my first move. And your response didn't validate me. In fact, it made me feel more insecure. Listen, man, you got to go for people who validate you. Don't go for people who don't validate you because they're going to make you feel like shit. That's the first thing, right? So because when you then get validated, you feel more better about yourself. But some people just want to breadcrumb you so that you keep feeding their selfish self-esteem. That's pretty much it, right? So once this happens, right, when you stop chasing them, they start to feel less than. Well, some people will leave you. Some people won't even seek you, and that's fine, right? Those people were not meant for you. Those people, in fact, didn't like you from the beginning, and they just wanted to use you as a tool to lift themselves up, like literally lift themselves on your head and use you as a stepping stone. Those people you don't want, and this strategy, by not chasing, reveals it. It reveals those intentions. But then those who actually liked you, but you turned them off because you were creepy, needy, self-sabotaging qualities, they realized that they were wrong about it. And you only need to do this once. You only need to, when you first meet people and you encounter some resistance, back off. That's it, back off. I'm sorry. I don't care how good looking they are, back off. And then once you back off, let them come to you, right? Because they got to feel some hunger. They got to feel like you provide some value. And the only way they realize that is by you backing off. Allow them to feel who they truly are. Don't let them feed on your self-esteem, those parasites. Allow them to feel that they ain't shit. Allow them to feel that they ain't really that person who they think they are. That you're not a fool, that you're not going to get played, and you're not going to be used like a rag doll and then thrown to the side of the road when they're done with you. Let them realize that you are as pathetic as I am, that you have the same thoughts. I know you're thinking all of those thoughts. I know you feel needy. In fact, if you don't validate them and they don't even chase you, you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna chase the person who rejected them. Because the only reason why they want you to chase is because they have low self-esteem. Usually means because somebody else rejected them. And so they're using other people to compensate for their unhappiness. Get the fuck out of here, man. Crazy shit, man. People be tripping sometimes, man. So remember, you stop feeding their ego, which is what causes them to have superficial self-esteem. That superficial self-esteem creates an attractive personality in their mind that allows them to act temporarily as more higher value than you, as being able to walk away from you. They feel an elevation, a grandiosity, right? And the problem is that elevation, since your validation, it causes them to numb the negative thoughts, the negative perception that they have about themselves. Because usually, if you don't numb it, they'll feel needy and creepy and compulsively chase. So the numbing agent is your validation. You take that away. And what happens is that they start to feel less than, they feel insecure. And usually when you feel insecure at the thought of someone, it usually means you find them attractive. Meaning, when you see someone that you like on the street, temporarily your self-esteem lowers. Like you might be here, from here to here, high self-esteem, low self-esteem. You might be here, and then when you see somebody attractive, your self-esteem lowers. And then when they leave, eventually it goes back up to normal. Right? This lowering of the self-esteem, unconsciously, anytime this happens, we find those people valuable. So you're allowing that self-esteem to lower by depriving them of your validation. And then a lot of times they either leave you or realize that they were wrong. So as you guys can see, all you got to do is just stop and allow her insecurities to do the dirty work for you, right? And this works more often than you guys think. And above all, it allows you to have a peace of mind, okay? Now, don't forget, people, check out the forbidden video that was so dark I had to delete. You could check it out. You could get it on your email. We're not going to upload it ever again, but I will give you guys access to the video by signing up to our email list. And then I'll send you guys more lessons about how to attract more women into your life. It's completely for free. So just click on the description down below. Okay? Take care.